One, thank you. And then I'm going to go live on Facebook as well. I've been able to connect to Facebook. If somebody can do it, I need to go live. It's going to go live on my Facebook. Okay, so I am excited. Somebody will say, aren't you always excited? Yes, I'm always excited, but today I am very, very, very excited to have Jerry and Ishi. Thank you so much for agreeing to come. Oh, and I see, please, I don't want to make a mistake. I see so many beautiful and handsome faces. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. And so, you know me, my name is Marian Amwa, and I know that you are here not only for me, you're here to hear Ishi and Mama Jerry. So before we continue, we get into the meat of the conversation. May I ask Jerry to introduce herself and Ishi? And if I may say, I admire these two people. I've known Geraldine for over, I don't want to age myself, for a long time. And I've also known Ishi for a long time. And these are, like my young people on this, they are legit. So welcome, Jerry. Welcome, Ishi. Please, can you introduce yourself?
Thank you, Marianne. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, clear.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. And as Marianne said, my name is Geraldine Mensah-Dartey, and I originally come from Ghana in West Africa, precisely from Anglonga in the Volta region. I'm a data and analytics manager in a healthcare company in Dublin, Ohio, and I've been in the US for about 23 years. My journey in the tech industry began when I arrived in the United States, driven by a passion for technology and innovation. And I've had the privilege of working alongside brilliant minds, contributing to groundbreaking projects, and witnessing firsthand how diversity fuels creativity. I have a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from Ghana, an MBA marketing from the UK, and an executive certificate in business analytics from the Harvard Business School. I live in Grove City, Ohio with my adult daughter. Outside of work, I volunteer as a resource person in community outreach programs supporting girls in STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. I love cooking and traveling. So I know you're going to be hearing more about me and my story as we go along. So I'll end it here and we will continue as we go through the chat. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I told you I'm already picking up things. Ishi, please introduce yourself to us.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you, Marian, for this opportunity, and also all those who have gathered here. My name is Ishmael Seshi, originally from Ghana. I've been here for the past 27 years. I'm here in America for the past 27 years. I did engineering back home in Ghana. But when I came here, I've always wanted to do computers. Even when I was doing engineering, I was doing learning things on my own when it comes to programming and all that. So I've always loved to do computers. So in 1999, I was lucky to chance on a short course that introduced me to Oracle Database Administrator. So I am a database administrator. I've worked on Oracle since 1999. So that's Oracle, just so you know, it's a software that stores data. Any information where you can, if you put information there, if you can go and retrieve it, it is somehow in a database, and that is what I do. My job is to manage the database and also to not only that, the the accounting systems too, I manage it. I've been doing that. And then I also have master's in information systems. I love what I do. I've taught Oracle for some time now. I think for about 10 to 12 years, I was teaching Oracle, mentoring people how to get out from this manual job to become the potential that they are. And I've also I have my family here with me, my wife and my 4 kids, all grown up. The last, and then finally, in my free time, I love to serve God. So I participate in church activities and do that. So this is, I thought it was going to be brief, but I think I said more. But this is a brief information about me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a conversation. We have a set of questions we want to go through, but like I told Jerry and Ishi, I can pick it up from anywhere, so they are ready. So both of you seem very, very accomplished. Let me just ask you a question.
What did you know about
I heard that you have a lot of schooling, engineer, master's here. What if I don't have a master's degree? How do I start this journey in tech? And I'll come back to now. I might have to. If you don't mind, if you're, I think at Cheryl's.
They call bakers.
I'm trying to
Marian,
see.
there's this feedback from somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
I'm trying to mute. Let me see. I'm sorry, if you're not speaking, can you please go on mute? Yes. So did you get my question?
Yeah, I did, and I will start, and actually I will start by talking about my experience as a mentor, my experience as somebody who taught Oracle for about 10 plus years. And when I came to this country, I thought that without masters or a serious course in computer science, there's no way I can get into the IT field. But I soon realized that was not true.
It'll come back.
Okay.
I soon realized that was not true. So that's how I chanced into even getting into IT. Was I was reading GMAT, preparing to write the exams so that I can go and do my master's. And then somebody told me that, you know what, IT, you don't need to do your master's right away. You can just get in, and after that, you can do your master's. I didn't believe him. But later on, I found out that it was true. I went in, I took that short course that I was talking about. It was about 4.5 months. I took that, entered into it. That was when, so I worked for about 6-7 years before I even did my master's. Also, based on my experience, as I was telling you, I taught for about 10 years. And one of the things that I learned was that it doesn't matter. All it needs is that one, getting the right information, knowing what you can do, and then taking the right course. I happened to teach one guy who only had high school degree. And initially I said, no, you have to have a college degree before I can teach you. But he was persistent. I allowed him. And then during that group, he was among the first people to get a job as an IT. And then later on, he started his first degree.
Okay. So very good. We will get that. So I wanted to make this clear that you don't need a master's degree. You don't even, from what I'm hearing, you don't even need an undergrad. Just let's level set, get the right information, be connected, take the right courses, and that can put you in an IT career. Okay, so now let's go to our questions. My first question will be to you, Brother Ishi. Ishi, as a database administrator, can you share how your background as an immigrant has influenced your approach to technology and data? you can share a little bit about your journey. And I think you've shared here and there how you got on that path, but share your background, how your background as an immigrant has influenced your approach to technology and data, and where it has brought you now.
Well, so a lot. I mean, a lot. It has really influenced how I even started. Because when I started, I felt like, you know what, in this country, you can't get to certain places if you don't have this. But I realized that, first of all, it's not true. But as I got in, one of the things that really helped me was the fact that I was coming from a diverse, I had a lot of diversity in me, you know, diversity was key. You know, it helped me to understand so many things, and even the way I approach things, and also to deal with people. I am the type that right now what I do, I think I am a little bit on the like a senior. And what I do, anytime whatever documentation I do, I want to make sure that people, I have diverse opinions. You know, I make sure people comment on that. And I believe that it's all because of where I was coming from. You know, I'm coming as a foreigner, coming into a land where you basically have nothing, and then you got in the chance to get in there. You want to know how people think, you want to work with people. And another thing that has also been was the adaptability. And I want to say that for anyone that has been able to travel from wherever country that you were born to here, you know, the one advantage you have is that you are able to adapt as much as you allow yourself to, you know. So it has helped me. It has caused, I mean, it has brought a lot of resilience in me. You know, things that people will give up, I don't give up. You know, case in point, an issue that one of my colleagues was having yesterday. I was driving, but I worked through with this individual until the issue was resolved. I didn't even have to, you know, but we have adapted. I know that, you know what, these things can be done when you do it. I don't run away from problems. And that has, to me, that has really helped me in my career.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ish, I hear you saying, don't give up, be resilient. Now, can you speak a little bit to your journey? Did you start as an IT professional when just take us through your journey from where you started to where you are now, if you can.
Well, so one of the secrets that I keep is that I used to be a cab driver. Okay. So I was one day, you know, reading a book, preparing to go and then write my GMAT. And somebody approached me and said, you know, why? I said, oh, I want to do my master's so that I can get into IT field. They said, you don't need that. So that is how it started. So whilst driving, whilst doing my work to take care of the family, I was learning and working, doing everything at the same time, you know. At that time, married with kids, but I was doing all of them at the same time. And until I finished the class, and I finished the class. Luckily, I think, to be honest with you, I was determined, knowing my background, knowing that if something good is going to happen, it is through this. I put everything in it, you know. When I was driving, I go where people are parked and talking. I'll park somewhere, and then I'll be learning. You know, I come home, I sit down, and I learn till late in the night before I get in there, before I go to bed, and then wake up the next morning, and then repeat the same thing. So that is how I started. And then so I worked till the very last week that I started the next job before I stopped driving the cab. So that is how I never started at IT. And to be honest with you, I didn't even know the IT that was getting involved in. I had no clue about it. I was just told, take a class. I took it and helped.
Yeah, thank you so much. So you were an engineer, you did engineering in Ghana, and you came here and you started as as a cab driver. So in the book, I talk about how people, sometimes doctors, engineers, teachers come here and they're not able to break through right away or find their careers, whatever they were doing in their country of origin. They start from somewhere. But I hear you say, be focused, be determined. If you need to burn the midnight oil, burn it, and you can break through. So thank you for sharing a little bit of your journey. But I would have loved to ride in your cab if I knew it then, but I'm sure you were a good cab driver too. Thank you. So Mama Jerry, now to you, if you can also share a little bit of your journey, where you started. You were also an engineer. I know that you were doing very well in Ghana, where you were. How did you start? How did you manage to break through and, take us through the journey to where you are today, if you don't mind?
Okay, thank you. So in Ghana, I trained as a chemical engineer, but when I got out of college, my first job was in product management with a wonderful company, Nestle Ghana Limited. And I was a product manager for close to 7 years, managing infant and dietetic products. And that gave me a lot of opportunity to meet with the healthcare industry, personnel, the government, the market people, and then people in the corporate world. So when I migrated to this country, I was looking for an opportunity. And I said earlier that I was looking for innovation and I was looking for groundbreaking projects that I could be part of. And one of the things that made me choose the tech industry, number one, was opportunities and growth. So the tech sector offers abundant job opportunities. And you all know that, especially in fields like software development, data science. And so as an immigrant, you often seek stable employment and career growth. And so it provided that career path for me. I also wanted from Ghana, I was interested in a global, being able to work in an industry where there will be global demand for my skills. And technology transcends borders. So companies worldwide need tech talent. So those were things that drew me to this industry. And also, one big thing for me was transferable skills. Ishi mentioned that you don't need to go to computer school or do computer science to become a tech executive. So the skills I had from chemical engineering through product development and product management in Ghana, and then doing an MBA in England, I was able to transfer my skills, and then align with some of the tech roles. For instance, problem solving, adaptability, resilience. Ishi mentioned those gained from navigating a new country are valuable assets that I had when I came in. And I want to also share that anytime you are getting into this a different industry, and especially with ours, Marian asked a question earlier. I said, can you share how your background as an immigrant has influenced your approach to this industry? Diverse insights was already talked about. My big one was resourcefulness. Immigrants often face resource constraints, and you will all agree with me. We just are happy with the little we get. And in Ghana, when you want to take a course or you want to be in engineering, there's a box and it's labeled chemical engineering or civil engineering. So you just get dumped into it, and then you make do with some of the things that you're given. But then this has really helped me. It encourages creative problem solving. Remember what I said, creative problem solving. So in my world of data analysis, resourcefulness translates to finding efficient solutions, leveraging open source tools, and optimizing the work we do. So if you're not resourceful, when you don't have enough people to do the work, you panic. I lead a team of about 17 onshore and about 20-something offshore. Sometimes the project is so large, you feel you don't have enough, but I have the experience of being very resourceful. I've faced resource constraints, so I know how to use very little. Collaboration. Immigrants often collaborate across borders. We have bridged cultural gaps. So in my world, collaboration is essential to these projects that I lead. So it has really, really helped me as an immigrant. This background of collaboration has helped me understand collaboration on my projects.
Mhm.
And I have traveled from one country to the other, from one horizon to a different global context. Immigrants understand global context, and we understand diverse user needs. So this awareness has been valuable when I'm designing any solution for my customers. And I'm able to bring in more creative ideas when it comes to what will the user need? What will my audience, who are my audience? What is good for them? And so these are some of the points that have helped me in shaping the journey I'm on.
Okay, great, great, great. You used a lot of big words: innovation, groundbreaking, leveraging, resourceful, collaborating. And I see some of my young folks here on this chat. Can you give us some actionable, first of all, maybe I should have asked this question. Ishmael, you are a database administrator. Mama Jerry, what is your background? You are a data scientist. I believe there are differences, right? Of course, the title even says there are differences. If you can share a little bit of the differences and then give us actionable tips, right, of how we can progress in our in our careers, because you've said, I believe, being innovative, groundbreaking, all these skills are not just related to IT.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they probably maybe you need more collaboration, but can you just give us some actionable tips and maybe point us to some resources? I have Farah on. Maybe Farah wants to get into IT. How do I network? How do I find the resources? Which was also another word that you. So both of you can answer. Maybe Jerry.
Okay,
you.
I will start. Yeah. So immigrants aspiring to thrive in the tech roles like the data science, database administration, as Ishi is, and he will talk about that. You need to focus on a combination of technical and soft skills. And a few examples. So in my area, data science, data analytics, business analytics, problem solving is number one. When you look online at jobs that are in this area, you realize that they arrange the skills that are needed in an order. It's not done they are very intentional about it. They just didn't throw those things in a list. They are arranged in order of priority. So problem solving always comes to the top. Communication skills. As a data scientist or data analyst, you present findings to diverse audience. Here, communication ensures your insights are actionable and impactful. You need programming languages. Proficiency in languages like Python or R is crucial for data manipulation. Data visualization, skills in tools like, a lot of you have heard about Tableau. You see very beautiful graphs that are presented in reports. So Tableau is one of them. It's good to know how to have that skill to communicate insights effectively to your stakeholders. You need Excel and query languages. A lot of you have used Excel, but when you are in this part of my world, Excel proficiency is essential. Mm-hmm. You've heard about SQL. Your ability to query databases and extract relevant data is key to have SQL background. A lot of you you all know about big data technology. So even if it's not into the very deep details of big data technologies, knowledge of the tools is important. And my biggest one, which most of us leave behind, is domain knowledge. When you understand the industry you are working in, you are more successful. Try and acquire industry-specific knowledge, which is relevant to the data that you're working with. You understand the context and the nuances of the business domain. Those are key things for my area. And I want to bring in things like machine learning, mathematics, statistics. Those are key things if you want to be a data scientist. Understanding statistical concept is very key. A lot of people take the job because they read the list of requirements, but then they don't state, the recruiter will not state everything, but these are some hidden backgrounds that when you have, you speak better at interviews, and then on the job, you become successful. And I think Ishi will continue with the data.
Wow.
admin.
Wow. Technical and soft skills, problem solving, right? Understanding the tech language and all that. Okay, great. Ishi, can you add to that?
Yeah, so like my sister said, technical, soft, and analytical skills. You know, the technical, and again, all these things that Jerry talked about, I mean, you don't have to know all of them to start. But once you are in to survive, to do well, to excel, okay, some you have to take classes, all right? Some you have to take online classes, and some you have to learn them by yourself. All right. So, and I'm saying that for those who want to enter into the IT world, so you don't feel like, oh, I have to know all these things before I get in. I mean, most of the things that Jerry talked about, I don't know, but it is my dream. It is something that I want to know. All right. So my advice is that never stop learning. Never stop learning. Make sure that you are always learning new things that are coming up. You know, in IT, if you wait 6 months or 6 to 18 months not learning anything, you are going to fall behind, because new things are coming in every now and then. So you always have to have whether you are a blog that you have to sign up, so that they will get the latest information, what you need to learn, what you need to keep up. Even when you get a job, what are the things that you have to do? And one thing that I like, or to the actionable tips, if you want to go far to gain confidence in your area, is to, one, study on your own, invest in yourself. Okay, invest in yourself. Buy a computer. Okay, the computer that you buy is not for gaming, but buy it and use it to what? Learn new things. When I was starting, before we talk about any project at work, I will come home, install that whatever it is on my laptop, make sure I know how it works, understand it, and go. And I wrote something down here that I want to say it that to do well, know your stuff. Okay, understand your stuff. There's a difference between knowing and understanding, because sometimes you know you can get a job, but if you don't understand, when you need the skills the most is when you'll be in trouble. And I can tell you just yesterday what I was talking about. Knowing that this software, we use this software to solve the problem, is good, but not enough. You know, understanding how it works so that it can really help you to resolve the issue that you're encountering is the best. And finally, learn to explain your stuff to others. Why am I saying that? You go to meetings and you have top management who may not necessarily understand, but the fact that you can explain things to them, all right, can keep you your job, all right? But if you go and you can't even explain what you said you did, all right, you can't even talk about what you said you did, it doesn't help. You know, they think that you don't know. Maybe you do know. And then that brings in communication. So you have to be strong in communication, you can communicate well, all right, to get what you need to get. I had the experiences where people would talk more in the meetings more than do the work, but do the work and then also be able to talk more so that people don't take the work that you do and take the glory for that.
Very, very good point. Know your stuff, and Idana has put in the self-investment and continuous learning is key. Don't rest on your laurels. And I know, Jerry, you want to say something. Let me just, okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to add to a couple of actionable items that are very important that I wanted to bring up in case we forget and we move on. I just wanted to share those two. So networking is very important in this area. Build a strong professional network. Attend meetups, conferences, and industry events. A lot of us are used to going to prayer meetings and other meetings, funerals and things. But let's look at our career too. What are some of the things that are important? Use LinkedIn to connect with your professionals in your field. And personalize your messages when reaching out. You know, it's important because people are out there. There are a lot of professionals out there who want to help. I want to also encourage people to work on their resumes, resume optimization. I want you to tailor your resume to highlight relevant skills and experiences. Focus on your achievements and your impact. Quantify your accomplishments. So if you have done, for example, I have improved code efficiency by 30%, add those things. And it's very important for people, young people, to get into internships and volunteering. Gain practical experience through internships and volunteering. It's a great way to learn and network. Even short-term roles can provide valuable insight for you, okay? And I want to say again, cultural awareness. Understand your workplace culture and norms. This Marian's book talks very well about it. Adapt to communication styles. She talked about it, and expectation. Be respectful of diverse backgrounds and views. You'll be very successful in this industry. I just wanted to add those.
Yeah, I also want to add, Marian, if you, I want to add that. So the actionable tips is, you know, most of the skills that we have when we are going for an interview, right? What you've written there might not be enough. So what you need to do is that areas where there is certification, do your best. Take some, do some certification, because when they see it on your resume that you have certification in this. I have Oracle, 12C certification, 19C certification. The movement for some companies, in fact, in my field, there's another, we call it the master's certification. If you have that, they don't even need to interview you, because to pass that certification, it means you are really a master. All right. So they see you, they'll just say that, yo, you have a master's? Are you sure? Come on in. All right. So let's make sure we add certification as much as we can to our resumes or to whatever we are learning. Don't just say that I know this. It might not be enough to convince a recruiter that you know what you're talking about. But when they see the certification, they know that, hey, you know it. And then one thing, be a mentor and allow yourself to be mentored too. So if you can have that, I think it will go a long way. One thing that I've learned is that anytime you mentor somebody, you end up learning a lot. You understand things better. All right. I mean, most of the things that I can say that I understand it better is by explaining, by mentoring people. All right. That has helped me to understand the things better, that I don't even have to go and then do a reference instead, because I talked about it many times.
Fantastic. So there are so many thoughts and questions in my mind. And please, if you have a question, put it in the chat and we will answer it. There were a few things before we won't get to everything, but a few things, Mama Jerry, that I want to, and I'll come to you, Ishi. I want you said something about personalize your messages and use your professional networks. Can you talk a little bit about the personalized messages? Because the folks here, some of them are mentors, some of them are mentees, some are trying to change careers and all that. So we have a wide variety of people, and people will listen to after. So please talk about personalizing your message and maybe a little bit about the resume thing. Take 2-3 minutes. Yeah. Can you speak up? You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm on mute.
Louder.
Yeah, it's very hard to come off mute sometimes. Okay, so I talked about LinkedIn, for example. So a lot of people, when I go through LinkedIn, I see people, we all write experiences and all that, but focus on what you really want people to see, to know about you. There are a lot of recruiters out there Googling to find you or going through LinkedIn. The message on your LinkedIn profile should say exactly what you're looking for. And if you have any doubts, just look at what others have written, and that can help you. When you come to, I talked about resume optimization. It is so important. Tailor your resume to highlight relevant skills and experiences. So some people just write the highest level of what they have done. But sometimes you need to drill down a little bit and focus on achievements and impact. What did you actually do? Okay, what did you actually do? And that will be so that you'll be able to quantify your accomplishments. I improved code efficiency by 30%. I was able to increase profitability by. So somebody who reads it and is looking for somebody with skill sets like that will have a number of people with the same skill set, but you have stated exactly what you did. And Easy said there was this course that if you pass, it means that you don't even need to be interviewed. That means that these are some of the things that are looked at, are measured in that course. So you need to be specific. Your messaging is important. There are people out there that are looking to help. Most professionals are willing to help, but they need to understand what you're looking for. That is why your messaging is important.
Very good. So be more precise, what you want people to know about you and what you're looking for. Thank you very much for sharing that. Well, thank you for everyone who is here again, as we have Mama Jerry and we have Papa Ishi with us today. Ishmael is a database administrator and Jerry is a data scientist. And as you know, this conversation is really based, part and parcel on Breaking Through, which is the short book on how to thrive in the marketplace. The skills we learn here, we share here, I believe are very transferable. Now, Ishi, you made a point that you go into meetings and some people talk without producing, but make sure that you know and understand your stuff and you can also speak to it. Now, as you know, in some cultures, especially the African culture, and I am Ghanaian, we say ahunzepa in Kasa, which means quality beats, don't talk. Literally, don't sell yourself. Basically, it's like, don't brag and all that. And some of us have brought that into our professional spaces, that we can't even speak to our accomplishments. Now, can you speak a little bit to that and how to marry the dominant culture you're in, or the American culture or the British culture, whichever culture you're in, finding that balance between your culture and the culture that you find yourself in?
Yes. So first of all, I think that is the problem that we have, maybe because the way we were brought up, you don't want to talk about your accomplishment. You don't want to talk about the things that you've done. Sometimes even your resumes, you don't even want to put so much into it, even though you know you've done it. I remember in college in Ghana, I had a professor who always says that, my friend, if you don't blow your horn, nobody will blow it for you.
Mm.
All right. He kept saying that, and you know, we said, "Oh, you brag too much. You'll be brag." I mean, well, we thought he was bragging. They said, "You brag too much." I said, "No, no, no, no. If I don't blow it, nobody will blow it for me." So, one thing that I want to say is that here in America, if you act like the way we act in Ghana, you'll be known as somebody who don't know what he's doing, or you lack confidence. In fact, when I started, I remember the way I started was I started and I volunteered for the job that I currently do, right? As a database administrator, I went in and said, "Oh, we have a e-business application here." I said, "Oh, I want that. I want to learn that." At that time, it was only one person, a lady. So I had to work with her for about 2 years, and then she left. So all of a sudden, I became, even though as junior as I was, I became the main person. So what my boss did to protect me was to give me a team lead. But the team lead did not even understand e-business, right? But guess what? Anytime I go, I was not talking about what I have done, you know, what I've been able to accomplish, the upgrades that we did. And then I remember my boss, the same boss who helped me, he called me and then said, "You know, why do you keep saying we? I know you did it. Why do you keep saying we? All right. So even to talk about your achievement, you can't say, "I did this, I achieved this." You keep saying, I said, "No, you did it because I was here." All right. Ishi, I want you to say this. And, you know, when you are talking about, that's one thing we have to understand. When you are talking about the things that you have achieved, the things that you have accomplished, all right, you are not being proud. You are not bragging. You are just telling the truth. So we have to learn to differentiate between telling the truth about yourself, all right, to move you to the next step, or telling the people what you can do or what you have done, versus bragging. And I brought this in when I said that there have been instances where your team lead will talk as if he did the job, right? They get the credit, they give everything, all the kudos to the team lead, knowing very well that it is you. In fact, that team lead doesn't even understand e-business. You are basically doing it, but he's your team to cover you because he has more experience. And then you know what? This team lead, one time he told me that, "Ish, you know, when you started, it's not that you were not experienced, you lacked confidence." That's what he told me. He said, "You lacked confidence. You knew what you were doing, but you lacked confidence." And let me tell you, it is not good for you. It is not good for your career.
Thank you. Powerful insights. You know, as you're speaking, I remember that thing, one of the books that we read said the lizard that fell from the high Iroko tree said he would raise himself if no one else does. And so thank you for sharing that. We need confidence. It's not about bragging. You are stating a fact if you've done this. So thank you so much. Remember, Jerry, do you want to add to it briefly, and then we'll go to the next question?
I think he said it. He said
yes.
most of the things. Yeah, thank you.
Great. And Eunice has put in, it says stereotypical nature. We need to steer off that to stay focused. Thank you. Okay, great. Confidence. Don't be afraid to speak of your accomplishments. Hey, did you do it? Yes. So what's wrong with you speaking about it? Throw that in a way of yes. Okay, let me stay there. Okay, now there are several topics. I'm looking at the time. There are several topics in the book. Nine big topics. Don't abandon your culture. Be confident in your skin. Build relationships and network. Have an ally, a coach, a mentor, a champion. Navigate office politics skillfully. Develop negotiating skills. Seek growth opportunities. Take advantage of resources. Stand out and shine. Please take any of the topics that you feel has been relevant and has supported you in your journey in this IT space. And if there are any questions, please also, audience, put your question in and we will try to answer it now. Yes, so
I'll take that. I'll
go
start,
ahead.
if that is okay.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so reflecting on my journey, one piece of advice I wish I had received earlier is embracing my uniqueness. So to us, embrace your uniqueness. As an immigrant, you bring a unique blend of experiences, perspectives, and cultural insight to this tech industry. So instead of trying to conform, celebrate what sets you apart. I wish I knew this earlier. Cultural fluency. So my background equips me with cross-cultural understanding and using it to build bridges, foster collaboration, and create inclusive solutions in my world is key. Resilience, we talked about resilience earlier. So overcoming immigration challenges demonstrates resilience. I have jumped hoops from one end to the other. So I have that skill. Apply this tenacity to tackle complex projects in your workplace. Networking was one of the things that came out of embracing my uniqueness. I was able to connect with other immigrants and professionals. My shared experiences led to some powerful connections that I've made. And if I knew this earlier, maybe I wouldn't be where I am today. And continuous learning. So when you embrace your uniqueness, you know that you always have to learn. In Ghana, you can't just stay put. You have to continue to learn, learning continuously. Technology evolves rapidly in this industry. So stay curious, learn new skills and adapt. We talked about resiliency, we talked about adaptability. Remember, your uniqueness is an asset, not a liability. And if I knew this earlier, I would have done better. And I would want to advise everyone on this call, embrace it and let it propel you forward. A lot of us leave it behind because we feel, I come from a third world and I'm different. We walk into a room and we are shy. We sit in the back. Yeah. Embrace your uniqueness and all other things, the cultural background, your resilience, your networking, your continuous learning will take you to the next level.
Okay, I hear the passion in that. Embrace your uniqueness, and apply those resiliency, be adaptable, bring all your experiences. It's like, if I were to sum it up, is bring your fullest self, your authentic and full self to your industry. Before Ishi answers a question, Ishi talks about, which topics in the book resonates a lot with his journey. There's a question here from Emmanuel Frimpong. Says, how do we navigate the tech space, especially when it is starting to become oversaturated?
Well, I don't know where he got that from. That is getting oversaturated. I don't think so. Yes, there are some when I started knowing how to fix laptops, computers was great. We call it, is it A++ or something? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but at a certain point, nobody needed that again. Those things were fixing because computers were in infancy state, and during that time, they needed computers to be fixed. Okay, but as technology advanced, all these jobs, they are there, but not as much as it used to be. Now there are other areas where it's growing, and I can tell you about it. There are, when it comes to cloud technology, when it comes to AI technology, they don't have enough people to fill it, So maybe where you want to go, it might sound like it is oversaturated, but there are so many. Listen, that's why you have to be adaptable. You have to be flexible. You know, you have to go with the flow. You don't just say, oh, I want to do I've forgotten the name. Is it A++? You want to fix computers, all right? When you can do some courses that are in high demand, they are looking for people that they can't even fill these positions. So I mean, to me, from what I know, I don't think it is oversaturated, all right? What you need to do is to know where the job is, where the money is, all right? And then take courses. And the good news is that nowadays, you can go to Udemy, you can get courses, you can even go free courses on YouTube. You can get so many resources to do whatever you want to do. You don't necessarily even have to spend so much money to get there. But to think that it is oversaturated, maybe you are looking at only one side. And I will encourage you to look more open, because there's, I mean, a lot more opportunities out there.
Okay, great. So, Emmanuel, I hope your question has been answered. But if you need more insights, please feel free to follow Geraldine and Ishmael on LinkedIn. And Jerry said something earlier that personalize your messages. So reach out to them. I don't know, reach out to them for more information. So Ishi, to you, let's get to that question. Which of the topics in the book, one or two, resonated the most with you? And if you can give an example to that.
Well, okay. Yeah, so maybe I would say two, mentoring and also seeking growth. Seeking growth is personal to me, and then the mentoring is what I believe God has used me to help others to get in there. So let me see if I can talk about both of them. Seeking growth, when I started, like I said earlier on, I invested a lot of my time and my resources. Okay, so I remember 12 years ago, the place that I currently work, my team lead told me that, you know why I hired you? I said, no. He said, during the interview, you said something, and right there, everything that you said was not even necessary again. I said, what did I say? He said, you told me that you have computers in your basement, that you have installed all these softwares. So anything that you don't even know, you go and then research, install them, work on it, and then before you come. I said, that alone sold me, because that is what I do. That is what I do. I invest time. So if you want to see growth, invest time. Learn new things, challenge yourself, you know. See, that's why we call it an investment. Buying a laptop, or now paying for with the cloud, paying money to be on the cloud so that you can use their softwares for the cloud technology. You are not throwing away money. It's a good investment, and it's something worth doing. Now, with respect to mentoring, one thing that I've learned is that the more you share what you have, the more understanding that you have. So when I started, after I got my first job, then working through, I had colleagues from different backgrounds working with them. And one thing I realized was that when you look at their like educational background, they were no better than most of the people that for me I saw. Like some of my colleagues who were driving cab, some were working in some other jobs. I'm not saying that there's a bad job anywhere, but when I saw that, I realized that, man, these people, sometimes they come, and then within a short time, they are making it. Why can't we do the same? Why can't we also benefit that? That is how I started my mentoring. What I started was that, okay, I'm going to start teaching people who want to learn what I do. So I think I started with about 3 or 4 people. And then it grew. At one point, I was teaching 25 students in my basement. And then come and see, my basement is not that big. And why? Because most of them, lives were being changed. People who were working at Nostrums, getting jobs, 6-figure jobs, people working in, different places doing that. But what helped me was that because I had to understand what I'm teaching them, what I'm mentoring them, I became good at my work. I understood things that there are so many things that, my own colleagues at work, they marvel about the way I can just type commands without referring to a book. Why? Because I've taught it several times. Like I say, I taught for about 10 plus years. And I've had, at a certain point, I had one student, sometimes, but on the average was about 12 students in every class that I took, okay? And the mentoring has really helped me a lot. So mentoring and being mentored too. And I tell you this, at my workplace and in my previous job, I have some people that I go to. I allow them to mentor me. There is one guy, anytime I say that, you know what, I know you understand things more than me in certain areas, so you are my mentor. So no, you are my colleague. But to me, I see him as a mentor because I realize that if I don't have something like that, I'll be so lonely at work. When you have issues that you need help, you can't go to anybody. Sometimes I just call him, and then him asking me questions, I can get the idea and then go back and then resolve my issue just by talking to me. All right. So allow yourself to be mentored and then also mentor people. Share your knowledge. Give it out. Even if you have to charge, fine. Some people, if it's free, they will not take it serious. But if you charge a little bit, they will take it serious. They will be committed. Charge, but help. Give out that information out. It will bless them. It will change their lives. One last story. One guy called me, told me that he's a prof. Because of what you did, because you mentored me, I now bought a house. My wife, we were struggling. We had only one car, but now my wife has her own car, and my children, I know my children is going to have a better future because you mentored me.
Wow.
So I'd like to say that. Yeah.
Wow. I know Jerry is also, wow. I mean, be good at what you do, keeps on coming, like stand out and shine, embrace your uniqueness and mentor and be mentored. So for sometimes people think that I have nothing to offer. I believe if you're 2 years, you can mentor the one who is 1 year old. So Eunice has put in withdrawing as you deposit. I like that. Withdrawing as you deposit. I think, Jerry, you're nodding your head. Maybe you have something to add. And
I just wanted to add two things to Ishi's point, and I support him. Seeking growth opportunities. Seeking growth opportunities, I would say, is integral to my career journey, just as it is for any professional on this call. And he talked about networking, but I want to bring one thing. Being able to get into challenging projects at work. Growth often comes from tackling challenging projects. And I want to encourage everyone here that I actively seek out complex projects at work. Even with my busy schedule, I look for high-profile projects at work. We call them gigs. And some of these are not everyday work it's not for our everyday schedule, but it's something that the company is piloting. So I volunteer maybe 5 hours a week, whether it's optimizing database performance or building predictive models. These experiences shape my expertise. You become visible at work. People see your name is always on some of these high-profile projects. Look for things like that at work, and this will push the boundaries for you.
That's true.
Look for leadership roles. Seeking growth means aiming for leadership positions. As I progress in my work, I always aspire to lead teams, drive innovation, and contribute to strategic decisions. Try. Don't say I'm just an analyst. I'm just an entry-level person. See yourself as in a leadership role. How do I get there? Push the boundaries, ask questions, raise your hand, volunteer, and you always have people know your name. Leaders knowing your name is important so that when they are in discussion in the boardrooms, some of these names come up and yours will be there. It will be on the project charter. Okay? So seek challenging projects and seek for leadership roles. How do I get there? Those are some of the boundaries that I think we should push. And Marian, in your book, Seeking Growth Opportunities, it should be one of the key things that every immigrant should seek for. Please push the boundaries. They are available. You have hidden talents. Let people tap into those hidden talents and get to where you need to get to. Thank you.
Wow. I'm actually not normally lost for words, but I'm lost for words. Oh, great, great nuggets. Honestly, I feel like we've just scratched the surface of this conversation. We've just scratched the surface. Growth comes from tackling problems. So be a solution to problems, volunteer, high visible projects, take on leadership roles, push the boundaries, raise your hand.
Yes.
Like Ishmael was also saying, being a teacher, teaching other people, force them. You have to know your staff before you can share. Oh my goodness. I know, are there any questions? Okay, there's a question from one Susan Forson that I know. She says, ask questions, volunteer, push the boundaries, let your name be out there. Oh, you know what? Great, great, great advice. Great advice. I was going to read pieces from my book and I don't even know where to read, but let me just read this one. As an immigrant, you need to stand out among everyone else. As you know, you already have 2 or 3 identities: the color of your skin, your accent, your country of origin. Don't let these hold you back. As they say, success breeds success, and success knows no color.
Yeah.
Push yourself. You can break through. So I'm hearing from the 2 of you that you can break through. Is that right?
Yes, and I would like to add this, Riches, to me. So do your work to the point that when you are on vacation, people start panicking. And, your bosses don't want you to take vacations because of the value that you bring to the table. If at their workplace, that is who you are, you know that you are broke through, you are going to break through, and your day off, let people cringe because they wish you were still working. That is the type of, you have to be that person at the workplace.
Let people cringe on your day off. Let them cry on your day off. Good points. Good points. Any questions? Any thoughts on your day off? Did I say on your day off? Engage with literature all the time to keep learning and growing. Thank you, Eunice. Any other thoughts before I ask them to? I was going to ask you, looking back, one piece of advice that I think you've given enough, but I'm going to ask you for one parting word of wisdom. The things you have shared do not only belong to immigrants, do not only belong to those who are starting their careers. All of us, wherever you are in your career, I hear you saying, continue learning. Continuous learning has come up over and over. Doing well, knowing your staff, understanding your staff, that when you're on vacation, your boss is cringing. Whoa, I love that. Embrace your uniqueness. Bring your fullest self, the things that you have learned to the table. We only have 4 minutes left, so I'm going to ask you for your parting words. And I'm also going to say on June 29th, we have Dr. Clarence Sarkodie and Dr. Anne-Marie Buedu, who I see here, will be talking about breaking through in the health industry. Powerful people also to share their experience. I don't know, Mama Jerry and Papa Ishi, we have to find a way to really go deeper in some of the things that you have said. But any parting words, we have 4 minutes. You can take a minute and a half each, and then
Okay.
we'll close.
So I want to say to my fellow immigrants, and this is for you, and I'm very serious, keep dreaming big. And for those in the tech world, again, keep coding. And you know what I mean by keep coding. Keep learning technology. Keep pushing boundaries. Our stories matter, and our contributions shape the future. You know about all these immigrant tech personalities who have made it big in the Fortune 500 world. This platform is a very good place. Stay, come, join some of these meetups. They are incredible platform for you to celebrate and also learn from other people. Our stories matter. Our contributions shape the future. Thank you for having me on this show. It's an incredible place, and I would love to always share my journey in the tech world or in other places. I do a lot of mentoring, and this is a great place to share disrupted stories.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I know you have more to share. I know part of your story, and I'm telling you, we will have an anchor of this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mama Jerry. Ishi, parting words of wisdom.
Well, so in two phases, for those who want to get into the IT field, there's still room. In fact, there are more opportunities. There's plenty of job. All you need is to find the right person to talk to so they can direct you. I've done it so many times. When I stopped teaching, people will call me and say, you know what? Now you can go and do cybersecurity. Now I'm telling people, learn cloud, learn AI, so there are opportunities. So if you want to get in, don't feel that the river is full. It is not. There's still room. There's still room. If you want to get in, you can still get in. But for those who are already in, I put these few things down and I want to read it rather than just talk about it. Create growth. Seek and create growth opportunities. Actively seek growth and create growth opportunities. Embrace continuous learning. Leverage networking. Don't hesitate to take new challenges. And if you do that, you will never lack at the workplace. You will never feel frustrated. You always be fine. You'll always be fine. You will excel. You will do well at the workplace.
Wow. I'm going to collect your notes and summarize your notes and put it out on Facebook. Oh, it's time. 1 more minute. Thank you all so much. Can you please help me appreciate Geraldine and Ishmael? Please help me appreciate them. Put some emojis in the chat. Thank you so much for coming. The last time was with Idana and Sophia, and that was also an awesome time. And of course, I've said in 2 weeks, we'll have Anne-Marie and we'll have Clarence here. Thank you so much. I have learned so much. I have to go back to the recording to listen. Thank you for sharing your story. We didn't get to everything, but thank you. Thank you, all of you who have joined today. I see people from London. I see people from South Carolina, North Carolina, from Canada, from Arizona, from Maryland, from Ghana. Thank you all so much. Thank you. What a pleasure. Amazing, amazing, amazing. You will get the recording, and if you shameless plug, you can find my book on Amazon, Breaking Through the Immigrant Handbook for Thriving in the American Workplace. Please join us next week and other series. We'll be having you the next time. Who knows what date? So thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. For those of you in the evening, enjoy your evening. Really, really grateful that you joined us. Thank you, Ishi. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.